Hello, this is Gitte Winter from Denmark. Room for Reflection. I am the author of the Children's Meditations in My Heart. I hope you're all doing well. I am talking to you today about back to school problems. We have been back to school for 5 weeks now with our children in Denmark. I think the children in UK have started a little later than we do here in Denmark. So back to school is more present for you guys maybe. So I hope that back to school is going well, and also new to school. So for all the children who have just started school. School can be a wonderful place, and with friends and teachers and activities and learning and all these different things going on with friendships. School can be a wonderful place, and for a lot of children, coming back to school after a summer break is really nice. And I love that. And I love walking through schoolyard and seeing a lot of excited children who just love being at school. That's how it's supposed to be. So let's not forget about all the children who love coming back to school after a long break. I embrace that very much. But for some children, back to school sucks. For some children, coming back to school is really stressful. For some children, they get full of anxiety when they go back to school. For some children, they get all stressed out and worked up, and they really have a hard time getting into the routine of coming back to school. So those children are the ones that I'm addressing today. So if you are having trouble with your child right now because school has just started, you're very welcome to watch this live sending, and you're very welcome to ask questions as I go along with telling you how to handle back to school problems. The first thing that we can do as parents, because we can't be with our children when they are at school, but what we can do is try to help them as much as possible. And one thing that is really, 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 really important right now in the first weeks or months after school starts up again after a long break is sleep. We need to help our children sleep enough, because sleep is what helps them throughout the day. So if they're not sleeping enough at night, they get more problems when they are at school. And the tricky part is that when we are on a vacation with our children and when the summer break is on, children often are allowed to stay up longer at night. Is that the same for your children? Yes, I think it is. It is for mine as well. And they can sleep in a little longer in the morning. They don't need to get up very early because school is out. Now that school is on, they have to get up and they have to be ready very early, and maybe you have to be ready as well, and everybody has to run out of the house, and it can be stressful. And if the child hasn't slept enough, you already have the problems before they even come to school. You already see reactions. They don't want to get dressed. They don't want to hurry. Children hate to hurry, right? They don't want to bike to school if you're fortunate that you can bike to school. They don't want to walk. They don't want to take the bus. They don't want to tie their shoes. They don't want to get the lunch bags out of the fridge. So the first thing we can see is that the less they have slept through the night, the bigger problems we have in the morning. And with the problems in the morning, I would like to say a few words about that. So children can't always express where the root of the problem is. So you can see it as a glass of water that's filling up with different challenges throughout the morning of a school day. It's just, okay, I couldn't get my shoes on. I have to hurry. My mom is angry. We might be late. It's just adding a lot of things in the mind of the child. And then the last thing that makes the glass flow over and makes everything just, I can't handle all this. It can be the shoes, or it can be the bike, or it can be the bus, or some of the last things throughout the morning will then make everything explode. And depending on how the child is and what his characteristics are, you will have a different reaction. Some children will explode, some children will cry, some children will be furious, like stubborn, I don't want to go. You can have all different kinds of reactions. What you need to know is that it's not the shoelaces, it's not the bus, it's not the bike, it's not whatever problem the child is freaking out about, because it can, as an adult, it can seem rather ridiculous that that's what you're freaking out about. You know how to tie your shoes, or you know that we take the bus every morning, how can this be a surprise? But that's not what it's all about. It's the back to school. It's the whole picture. It's stress. It's chaotic. It's, I don't want to go. I just spend the whole summer at home, or just doing whatever I like to do. I don't want to sit in class and be dictated what to do. It can be all different kinds of things. So one little question you can ask is, are you not ready to go to school? Are you feeling stressed out because school has started again? Would you rather stay at home? So what we want to do when the kids are having a hard time is that we want to connect with them, and we want to try to read their mind. We want to try to understand the energy that they're in. And when they, instead of saying, but you have to go to school, or hurry up, we're getting late, or all these different things that we say as adults because we are rational. We are not, we have been taught ways to just handle things. Children are much more in their energy. So when we try to rationalize with them, they don't listen. They listen when we show them that we understand where they're coming from. So saying, you don't want to go to school, is it you don't feel like going to school today, is that right? I can see you're tired. You don't want to bike, or you don't want to take the bus today. You just try to address what you think they are feeling. And then they listen, if you're right anyway. So then they listen, they feel listened to, they feel understood. And that doesn't mean that they can stay home from school, or that they don't have to take the bus. But the minute they feel understood and listened to and recognized in their energy, because they might not know that it's not the shoelace, or they might or they might not be conscious that they're freaking out about a little problem. That's not really the cause of the problem. Some children will know and some won't. But that you understand and that you can interpret how they feel is really comforting for a child who feels listened to and seen for who he or she is. And then when you recognize how they feel, you can say, well, actually, I feel pretty tired today as well. I don't actually feel like going to work as well. You can recognize that you know the feeling inside of you, or if you're not feeling like that this day, you can say, sometimes I don't want to go to work as well. Sometimes I really wished we had a longer weekend, or oh, I often long for our next vacation, or just tell the kid that you know the feeling inside of you as well. You often will, and often the child's very expressful way of saying things can be a very good reminder that we are suppressing a lot of feelings throughout the day as adults, that we can connect more with our inner child and how we feel as an inner child, as our inner child is feeling the same as the child is. So just recognizing, okay, I understand how you're feeling. I know the feeling from either when I was a child. I remember when I had to go on a camp, I didn't feel like going. I remember feeling homesick when my parents were away, or just let the child know that it's perfectly normal to feel, I don't want to go to school, or I don't want to take the bus today, or whatever it is. And once you get to that stage, they will begin to listen, and you would be much more calm. And then you can have a conversation. You can make a deal. You can make a deal saying, I'll try, if we can go now, if you're ready to go now, I'll try to pick you up a little earlier today, or maybe we should make your favorite dinner tonight, or we should read a little longer book tonight, or whatever they want to do with you. You try to tell them that you see them and you know that it's a stressful time, and you want to help the child. So those are the morning rituals, and of course you can use it all throughout the day. So back to sleep. Sleep is very, very important this stage, after the children have returned back to school, they need a lot of sleep. So what you want to do is look up on different national health sites for your countries, and you want to find some sources telling you how many hours your child needs to sleep according to the age. And of course, it's a generalization, but I find that many parents don't think the child needs to sleep so much as a child actually benefit from. So having a 10-year-old sleep 10 or 11 hours at night is rare. Some children crave sleep and they will go to bed early, but I see a lot of families where the children go to bed way too late, and especially after a summer break, where they have been used to being up later and having these evenings and going out. It's still fun to go out and play at night and all these different things. So we really want to pay attention to the sleep, and it means that we have to start the bedtime routine a little earlier than we might feel like. But what I always say is that try to turn the bedtime routine into a loving project, instead of being something boring or like, okay, I have to go to bed at so early. I don't want to go so early. Like, okay, but I want to read you a long story. I want to be with you. I want to spend time with you, drawing or doing something that slows down the energy. And then you can tuck the child in his or her bed. And of course, I recommend using child meditation. So if you're new to this book, you have 4 different meditations inside, and they're all based on love and the love energy you have in your family. So this book is all about you and your family and the love you have. 2 things. It tells the child a lot about the love you have for your child. And the more you can speak about this, the more you can speak about the love you have in your family, the more reassured the child is when he's going to school. So reading this book at night and having the child sleep earlier will already benefit in the morning with those shoelaces and that bus and that bike that the child won't fuss so much about anymore. And also back to school problems with anxiety. We have this little keychain produced. You can see the cloud here. This is the cloud. In the 3rd meditation, I'll see if I can show you the yellow one. From my cloud. You can see it? No, you can't see it. It's because I'm doing the wrong one. My cloud is full of love. I'm sorry, I messed it up. My cloud is full of love. This is the cloud, right? So what we learn is that as parents, we are separate from our children throughout the day for many reasons. We go to work, the child goes to school, we might be divorced, so the child lives at 2 houses. We might work abroad, we might work wrong hours or shift like different hours than at night or something. Even though we as parents today are more busy, even though we spend less time with our children, we still love them just as much as generations before us loved us. So it's so important for me to say that the society is different, but the love is the same. And because the society is different, we have less time with our children to tell them how much we love them, and we are a little busy, so we might not always get around to it. And there are so many things going on at home that we need to deal with all the time, so we might be a little hectic in our energy. What children really love at bedtime is a calm parent, a loving parent, a present parent, and getting into the vibe of the love energy. So that's what this book does. It switches your energy as an adult into a more loving vibe. And I have this cute little 8-year-old boy who said to his mom, when you read this book, it's like I'm being tucked in a blanket of love. I love that the image. Like you tuck them in a blanket of love with this book. And that makes them calm down. It makes them feel loved. It makes them feel safe. And also you tune up their inner love, like the love for themselves, which is also really reassuring. So all this love around bedtime makes them fall asleep. for different reasons. One, I feel safe, I feel loved, my parent is present, my parent is sending me all this love, I love it, right? That's one thing. The other thing is that what keeps children awake, and especially here at back to school, is racing thoughts. So they get so much impression throughout the day, and when they come to bed, it's just, and we know that. You probably know that feeling too as an adult. You probably know this. If you work too much or you work too late in the evening, you can't sleep when you come to bed. I know that feeling, at least. Maybe you do too. So the children are just kept awake by their thoughts. And if we don't help them switch their attention away from the thoughts to the body, they can't feel that the body is tired. So that's why many children say, I'm not tired. And that's why many parents let them stay up a little longer, because my child isn't tired, but it is. The body is tired, and there are so many things going on when our children sleep. It's like an inner dishwasher. So actually the brain is more busy when we sleep than when we are awake. Isn't that crazy? Think about it for a minute. There are so many processes going on in the brain, and it's like a dishwasher cleaning out a lot of different things that has been going on throughout the day. And if you have a dishwasher running for 3 hours and you stop it after half an hour, 1.5 hours, the dishwasher isn't done. The dishes are not completely clean. That's the same. If a child needs 10 or 11 hours and gets 8 or 9 or 9 hours, the dishwasher isn't completely done. We want to make sure that the child sleeps enough for all these processes to be done when the child wakes up in the morning. Because when the child wakes up, the whole thing starts again. Getting dressed, eating breakfast, going to school, running for the bus, coming late into class, having arguments with the classmates, the teacher might be angry, or, a lot of things goes on as well again. So what we can do as parents is to have our children sleep enough and understand that the things that they express when they haven't slept enough is often just, I'm tired, I'm stressed out, I wish I could stay at home. So when they yell, you shouldn't yell. When they freak out, you stay calm. And I'm going to end up by giving you a little exercise for how to stay calm when your child freaks out. So the first thing is understanding that it's very likely that it doesn't have the energy and the outburst doesn't have to do with the situation you're seeing the outburst in. So it's the sum of all the challenges this morning or this afternoon or this evening that is just too much. So you need to talk about the whole situation, not just the shoelaces or the bus, because it probably doesn't really have to do with the bus. You might see a kid who doesn't want to go to take a shower, and then once you get the kid in the shower, you can't get the kid out again. It's not the shower, right? They love the shower. It's not the bus. They love to ride on the bus. It's the sum of all the things that's going on. So you need to understand the sum of all the activities that your child is freaking out about, or sad about, or all these different emotions, and you make the child understand that you understand. That's the first thing. So if things are getting a little crazy with your child, and you feel you often, I can feel it here rising up, like, okay, I get more and more temper, or I get frustrated, or if you're busy and you have a boss waiting for you and you get stressed out because now you're in trouble because you're running late, something like that, you get to know, how does it feel inside of me? So for me, it comes up in my chest, and I can feel it getting more and more tight. So you want to get to know where your stress symptoms occur inside of you. And once you feel them, you start to breathe. So instead of letting your stress emotions take over, and that makes you the yelling parent or the stressed out parent or all the things that you don't want to be, you breathe through the emotion. So when I breathe now, my feeling is in the chest. Yours might be in the back of your head, or you might feel it lower in the stomach, or wherever you feel it. It might be in the shoulders. You still can breathe in through the emotion and recognize the emotion. Okay, so you recognize, I'm feeling really stressed out by my child right now. You feel, where is it in my body? And you breathe through, you let your breath come through the area in your body where you can feel the tension. And then for me, it's about so as parents, we give a lot of energy to our children all the time. So for me, it's all about, connecting to the source of energy I know fills me up with energy. So I tap into a source. For me, it comes from above. So I close my eyes, I breathe, and I connect with source, and I drag down energy into my body. So you might know that, okay, I get energy from my bed, from sleeping, or I get energy when I walk in my garden, or I get energy when I'm out running, or wherever you get your energy from. You wanna know your source. So how do I get energy? If it's a hug from your partner or whatever, where you feel, okay, I get energy from this situation, you think about that situation, and I need an English word here, collect energy, you drag energy, you pull out energy from your source. Can you help me out with the word here? You get energy from your source, and then you let it run through you and push it over to your child. So you make it like a circulation of energy to your child. The reason we want to do this is that we don't want to let the child take away our energy, because you're also running late, and you're going to work, and you're going to do the groceries, and you need your energy throughout the day yourself. So you don't want to give it all away to your child. You want to let the energy you get from your sources of energy flow to your child. So I often close my eyes, I breathe, and then I just drag down energy and let it flow to my child. So I just make myself a medium, like a channel of love or a channel of energy onto my child. So I'm very aware that it's not my energy. So you probably all know the feeling that you actually felt pretty good, and then something happened with your child, and then you felt completely drained afterwards. That's not what we want to do, because it's not very beneficial for us, because we need our own energy for so many reasons, and we're very busy parents. We don't want to give our energy away. So you want to let it flow through you. So, okay, to sum up, so 3 steps. Understand the emotion of your child. Understand how the emotions of your child affects you, and feeling where the tension is rising in your body. Breathe through the tension. Close your eyes. Connect to your source of energy, and let the energy you collect flow to your child. So let's see if we can work on this for the next couple of weeks. I would love to hear from you if it's working for you. This has been a miracle worker for me. I feel a little lack of English words here. I wish I could explain it more. I don't know. I feel a little lack of English words, but I hope you understand what I'm getting at. That it's your energy. It's the energy of the child you need to understand, and it's your energy you want to get to know, and then you want to figure out where you get your energy from, and let it flow through you to your child. So those are the 3 magic steps that are very, very useful for back to school problems. So have your child sleep. Use the meditations to get to bed early. Sleep, 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 sleep. Cut down on activities. All the activities you can cut down on play dates, cut down on sport activities, cut down on going on all different trips with your child, and just slow down as much as you can and let your child sleep. and then get into this whole energy vibe of understanding your child's energy and your own energy and where you get energy from. So there was a little comment here. Joe Young, hello Joe. Hi Lena. Joe writes, simple things make such a difference. And she loves the book, and I love that. I love that it's simple, right? We don't need all different kinds of tools. We just want to breathe and be aware of our energy. It's simple. Simple here is not necessarily linked to easy, I'm afraid. So it takes a little practice. But once you get it, it is simple. And it helps me so much in all different circumstances. And it might start with your child, and you get to know these different tools of energy. And then you can start to use it when you're at work, or when you're with your girlfriends or friends, or other people who might be a trigger to you. It can be your colleagues or a boss, or different situations. You begin to understand how their energy affects you and how it feels in your body and what you can do to let go. Thank you for watching. I wish you a wonderful day. Hope all the best for you, and I wish that all children would enjoy coming back to school. Let's help them as much as we can, those who think it's a little scary. Bye.